Yes, so international break is over. The September international break has finally come to its end, and football clubs and club football action will return this weekend, and I believe every fan is happy for this moment. I mean, in the last week we have been witnessing international matches, World Cup qualifiers, some people are playing friendly matches and all of that, but now we are back to club football action. But Chelsea are already in trouble, even though they are yet to resume action over the weekend, where they will be facing Brentford. The problem with Chelsea now is that the FA has slapped 74 charges on Chelsea, and it means they will be doing more investigation. So this is its regulation and discipline update, saying that Chelsea has been charged due to intermediary breach and agency breaches. This has to do with player agencies, in terms of buying players. You know, any team that buys players has to go through, some of them have to go through agencies and all of that. So the agencies will have their commission and everything, but if you do not record the commission you are paying to the agent as part of your transfer fee, then it becomes a problem, because it looks like you are underreporting your figures. So that is the kind of problem Chelsea is facing. So this is the statement on your screen now, and I'm also reading it. The Football Association has today charged Chelsea FC with breaches of regulations J1 and C2 of the FA football agent regulations. Also, regulations A2 and A3 of the FA regulations on working with intermediaries, and regulations A1 and B3 of the FA third party investment in players regulations. In total, 74 charges have been brought against Chelsea FC. The conduct that is the subject of the charges ranges from 2009 to 2022 and primarily relates to events which occurred between 2010-2011 season to 2015-16 playing seasons. Chelsea FC has until 19 September 2025 to respond. So this is the charges that the FA is talking about. So they are saying that Chelsea have breached some rules with regards to transfers. I mean, intermediaries in transfers, like I earlier mentioned, agencies. So, for instance, if Chelsea buys a player for, let's say, £100 million, let's say, which player did Chelsea buy recently? Let's use Moises Caicedo as an example. So, if Chelsea bought Caicedo for, let's say, £120 million, including add-ons and everything, and let's say let's say Chelsea has to pay £100 million to Brighton, and then they have to pay 50 million add-ons, then the total package becomes 115. Meanwhile, Caicedo's agent will be taking maybe 5 million, so the total transfer fee will be 120 million pounds. But in their books, they may be recording 115 million pounds. So that 5 million that you didn't record, that is where you breach the regulations. So that is the problem with Chelsea. But what makes this case unique is that Chelsea don't really have a problem if you are looking into this. Remember, Manchester City are facing similar charges. Theirs is 115 charges as well. They have been fined around 20 million pounds by UEFA. They have paid that. Chelsea were also fined around with regards to this same issue, Chelsea were also fined around 10 million pounds, and they have also paid that. So it means that, and that is what UEFA has done. So it means UEFA's verdict was fines, and these two clubs have paid it. But we are waiting for what the FA will tell Chelsea to do. But what may be a sigh of relief for Chelsea and their fans is that Chelsea themselves reported the issue. Chelsea reported themselves to the FA that they found some irregularities in their financial books. And this is the current administration that did that. You know, if you take a look, or if you cast your mind back to when I was reading the statement, you would know that this happened over 10 years ago. Some of the issues happened way back. around 2015, 2016, around 2010, 2011. During this time, Roman Abramovich was the owner of Chelsea. Marina Granovskaya was Chelsea's sporting director at the time. So, probably Eminalo, I am not too sure about the years, but it is a different administration altogether. So this is what the current administration did. When they took over Chelsea in 2022, I think May 2022, when they took over Chelsea, what they did was that they audited their documents, everything, their financial documents. They hired an auditing firm to audit everything, and the auditing took place, I mean, it included since 2004 to date. So they audited everything, and the auditors found out that there were some irregularities with how Chelsea have recorded their transfer figures and all of that. So Todd Boehly and co saw these irregularities and went to tell the FA that this is what we have found. We don't want to shield anything. We are a new administration. We don't know what's going on. But when we were auditing, when we were doing due diligence, we found out that these things are not normal in football transfers. And so we might even be punished if we are found out. But this is what we found. We won't wait for you to come and check anything. We have reported ourselves. And they have collaborated with investigations. So with this one, it looks like the team may be considered for being honest. That's the first point here. Again, some people think, there were stories that, for instance, for Manchester City, they would be fined, they would be, yes, they may be relegated and all of that. But if you read deep and you analyze situations with the regulations and all of that, the worst thing that can happen is deduction of points, and it wouldn't be much. It will be deduction of some point. Even UEFA looked through the issue and just brushed it off and slap some fines on these clubs. So that is the worst that can happen. They may be fined, or maybe they'll be docked off some points, just like it happened with, was it Nottingham Forest and Everton, if my memory serves me right, something like that. So that is what Chelsea, the worst possible thing that can happen to Chelsea now. So yeah, 74 charges they are investigating, and even with Manchester City that were charged some years ago, they haven't received, or they don't know their fate yet. No verdict has come out yet, so it means Chelsea's own may also take time. But for now, the charges, it's clear. The charges are clear now for Chelsea. So that is it from the camp of Chelsea. Again, with this charges issue, remember Mikhailo Mudryk. No, let me mention the name. Mikhailo Mudryk, a Chelsea winger who was also charged for doping. Now, the development is that the guy was defending himself and says he is innocent. And from his own checks, he has realized that he was on international duty at Ukraine. He was playing international football for Ukraine. And it looks like they gave him some drugs, whether injection or something, some medical treatment. And that was where the doping issue came in. So they gave him some substance that he didn't know. And that is why they are saying that he has taken in some unwanted substance that is illegal, and that is why he has been charged, and he's not playing for Chelsea now, even though he's still under contract. So now the development is that the Shaktar Donetsk is the former club of Mikhailo Mudryk. Mudryk signed from Shaktar Donetsk. He joined Chelsea from Shaktar Donetsk. Now Shaktar Donetsk says, if this is true, if what the defense of Mudryk is saying, if the defense of Mudryk is true, then it means they will be suing the Ukrainian FA. Do you know why? Because one, they sold Mudryk to Chelsea for almost, I think that the fee is It's very big. It will go beyond maybe 100 million euros, but it depends on add-ons, performance-based add-ons. So it means Mudryk has to score some number of goals, he has to make some assists, he has to win some trophy with Chelsea, he has to play some number of matches, so that when that threshold is met, then Chelsea pay an extra money. Then the package will be, they will be realizing whatever they value the player for. But now the player has been charged with doping. Because of that, he's not playing football again. What it means is that Shaktar Donetsk are now losing money. The player might have been playing now and will be meeting the performances that was set in the contract, so that Chelsea can send some money to Donetsk. But because of the charges, he is not playing football. Because of that, Shakhtar Donetsk are saying they are suing the Ukrainian FA. So if the selling club is suing the Ukrainian FA because of their mistake or whatever they did in terms of doping or whatever, then what will Chelsea also do? Then it means we may also expect that Chelsea would also do something like that by suing the Ukrainian FA as well, because he's their player, they pay him, but he is not playing because of doping as well. So it's we have to expect something interesting regarding this very case of Mykhailo Mudryk and then Chelsea together with the Ukrainian FA and then Shakhtar Donetsk. And now the UEFA Executive Committee today also confirmed that the Wanda Metropolitano will host the final of the 2027 UEFA Champions League at the National Stadium Warsaw, which is also in Poland. The capital of Poland will be hosting the Women's UEFA Champions League final. So this is some piece of news regarding Chelsea Champions League, doping issues, charges, and all of that. Stick and stay with me. This is Sporty Frank. We are going to bring you more and more as the club football action returns this weekend. Don't forget the Ghana Premier League itself also returns on Friday, and we'll be doing more of Ghanaian stuff as well. Stick and stay, subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll meet you again.